When was the last time somebody did something kind for you, and how did it make you feel? Do you consider yourself to be a kind person? What are the health benefits and the emotional benefits of being kind? If you want to know the answer to these questions and so much more, then keep watching because I'm going to talk about that right now. Hello everyone, my name is Danielle. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you're returning. Today I'm really excited to spend a few minutes with you talking to you about the emotional, mental, and health benefits of being kind, and I want to share with you an idea that I have called the Kindness Project and talk about paying it forward. Now, if you're new to my channel and you've never seen my face before, then welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by today. My aim on this channel is to really help you be the best version of yourself you can be physically, emotionally, and mentally. So if you like that kind of content, I would love it if you would take a moment and hit that little red subscribe button down below. Remember to ring the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, and also like this video if you do like it, and remember to share it with someone that would benefit from the contents of this video. Also, please follow me on Instagram if we're not connected over there. I do Instagram live streams on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and that is a way for me to connect with everybody on a more personal level. I share my week with you. We talk about different topics based on what's been going on with me and based on what you guys want to talk about. I am also considering starting a Facebook live stream, so if you guys are interested in that, please do let me know that as well. But I'd love to see you over in my live stream on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time and share the other content with you that I do share on my Instagram page. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. Now, on the topic of kindness, we all know that we should be kind. We know it's a good idea. We know that there's a lot of positive benefits to being kind, but why do we find it so difficult sometimes? I don't know about you guys, but I feel like lately everybody around me is more grouchy than usual. And I'm gonna link a little funny quiz. It's meant to be for fun, so don't take it too seriously, but a little quiz in the description box to help you really pause and think about whether you are a grouchy person or a positive person. And I want you to take my little quiz to help you determine whether you're a grouchy person in the description box below this video. And if you determine that you are, I'm going to tell you one thing you can do right away to change that, and that is simply by being kind. Now, first of all, let's talk about the health benefits to being kind. So if you're the kind of person that really wants to know if you're going to do something and take the time to make a change, what are you going to get out of it? What's in it for you? If you become a kinder person, there's lots of personal benefits for you. Let's talk about the health benefits first. Number one, you will have better quality sleep. Number two, you will reduce your stress level, therefore reducing your cortisol levels that are in your gut that really contribute to us gaining that unsightly belly fat that none of us likes. Number three, you will reduce anxiety and stress. Who doesn't want less stress in their lives and less anxiety? Number four, it will help you manage your anger better. Number five, it will definitely help you improve your mood, which leads me into the emotional and mental benefits of being kind. Emotionally, we feel more at peace when we're kind. We feel more settled. We're able to be happier versions of ourselves when we're kind. Think about it. When you've been rude, when you've been mean, when you've snapped at someone when you know you shouldn't have, that doesn't make you feel very happy. When you look at that later on, after you've calmed down, a lot of times you really feel guilty about that. It doesn't make you feel happy. But when you've done something to really go out of your way to be kind to someone, even if it's just smiling at a stranger, it does make you feel happy. It does make you feel at peace. Emotionally, if you're going through a really challenging time yourself, one of the best ways to really manage that and help you get through it is to take your eyes off your own problems and really focus on helping somebody else. When we put our efforts into helping other people, and when we really focus on what other people need and how we can better help them, it helps us focus less on our own problems, and it helps us ruminate less and really get bogged down in the muck and mire of what we have going on that's negative, and it helps us elevate our mood and feel more positive, and can have so many positive benefits that can just snowball and really can truly change your life overall. Trust me, I know from personal experience. Now, when I say I know this from personal experience, I really do, because years ago I was a very cynical and bitter person because I had not been treated very well through my young years in grade school and high school, and I had been teased and bullied and not really felt very good about myself, and there weren't a lot of opportunities or instances or situations where I had felt like people had been truly kind to me. So therefore, sometimes it can become really challenging to give something out that we haven't received ourselves, and I just felt really cynical and bitter about people and about the world, and I was truly unhappy. And the more I ruminated about how unfair my life was, how unhappy I was, the only purpose that it served was to make me more and more unhappy. Now, if you stay in that kind of mental and emotional thought process and condition for too long, you will start to see that your physical health will start to erode. You might have headaches, you might get ulcers, you might have trouble sleeping. So it really does impact our entire well-being, our physical bodies, our emotional and mental well-being overall, whether we are positive, happy, and kind, or whether we are not. And that's why I always talk about on my channel, really helping you become the best version of yourself you can be, physically, emotionally, and mentally, because they all do tie together and they are all so important. I can't really pinpoint for myself what my life-changing aha moment was where I was finally like, oh boy, I'm really negative, I'm not fun to be around, people are avoiding me. But I do know that's why many years ago I started a blog where I started writing about positivity and different situations, because I wanted to mentally really make a shift in my own thought process, and I wanted to change my emotions in the way that I viewed the world and in the way I viewed people, and I wanted to have a more positive outlook on life. And let me tell you guys something, being kind is a choice. It is a conscious decision that we make, and it is not necessarily based on our feelings. A lot of the things that we do emotionally and mentally for ourselves that are for our own good and the good of other people around us are decisions that we make consciously. They are not fueled and based on our feelings. A lot of times when we're immature, when we're children, we do things based on how we feel because we don't know how to act any other way, and we haven't matured emotionally and mentally. But as adults, we have the mental and emotional capability to make decisions that will benefit us whether we feel like it or not. Think about your job at work or your job as a parent. Whether you feel good or not, whether you feel like it or not, we still have to take care of our families. We still have to go to work because we still need income. So there's certain things that we do as adults that we have to do whether we feel like it or not. Making the choice to be kind is no different. When you make the choice to be kind, you are making a conscious decision that you are going to behave in a certain way that's going to benefit not only other people but also yourself for the greater good and for the better, because you care about your own mental, emotional, and physical well-being, as well as caring for the well-being of others around you. And that is such a positive, powerful thing to do. Now let me talk about this kindness project, and to really illustrate this, I want to give you some examples from my own life of situations that I've been in where people have really showed me kindness that went way beyond things I ever expected and how that impacted me. The first instance that I can recall was several years ago, right after I found out that I was pregnant with my first child. Of course, you can imagine that that was a really happy time. We had been trying to get pregnant, so it was really happy. And at that time, I had quit my full-time job in order to really get ready to have a baby, to rest, to not be on my feet. And I had a friend who lived next door to us who asked if I would help a friend of hers out who really desperately needed childcare for her 4-year-old daughter. And being that I was going to be a new mom and I loved kids, I said, sure, I'll help her out. After all, it was in my own home. You know, it was gonna be an easy thing to do. So every day, this little girl would get dropped off at about 7:30 and get picked up at about 5:30. And I remember I'd been watching her for about a month or so, and I had promised her that I was gonna take her to my health club to take her swimming. And it was a really special day. Her mom brought her floaties and her swimsuit, and it was really gonna be a fun day. But not long after her mom dropped her off, I started having some really painful abdominal cramps. And for those of you that have been pregnant before and maybe you've been through this, you know what I'm about to say. I called the doctor, they had me come in right away, and I had to bring Amanda with me because she had to come with me because I was watching her. And while I was in the office and I was on the table and they were examining me, the doctor told me that I was in the middle of having a miscarriage right then and there, and he said, you know what, you really need to go home and rest, and there's nothing else you can do, just go home and rest. And I was devastated. You know, I was crying and I was trying not to be too emotional because Amanda was right there and I didn't want to upset her, but it was just completely devastating. And of course, I had promised her on this day that I was going to take her swimming, but I couldn't do that now. And I remember at the time, my doctor's office was located in a professional building that was inside of a shopping mall. So we had to go into the mall and take the elevator to get to the professional building to see my doctor. And we were leaving, and I was still really upset, and I said, you know what, I might not be able to take you swimming today. Let's go to the bookstore. Let's go to Barnes & Noble. Let's get a treat, and let's look at some books. And she didn't understand why, and she was clearly disappointed, but we were standing in line in Barnes & Noble, and we went to the counter, and she had a cookie and like a box of juice or something, and I realized that I didn't have my wallet with me. In my rush to leave the house and get to the doctor's office, because I was so concerned about what was going on, I didn't grab my wallet. And how do you explain that to a 4-year-old little girl that I'd promised I would take swimming, and I've just told her I can't take her swimming, and then I'd promised her a special treat and that we'd look at books, and now I can't give her special treat because I don't have my wallet? Well, the man behind me paid for her cookie and her drink and my drink, and you know what? It just made me break down in tears. And at the time, he had no idea what was going on with me. He didn't know me, and it was really an over-the-top reaction for someone paying less than $5 for a few snack items at Barnes & Noble, but it really did impact me because I had just been delivered bone-crushing news, and I just really was blessed by that small act of kindness. Another time I remember when I was newly divorced and I was in a women's Bible study and I was really struggling financially, and every week I often wondered how I was gonna afford to feed my kids that week. I was in this women's Bible study, and after the study, this woman slipped me a little envelope, and I thought it was like a nice card or a little note. When I got home, it was a check for $50 with a note on it saying, God told me that you would need this. I wanted to just help you out. And it was really such an incredible blessing. So you never know necessarily what someone's going through, and a small act of kindness that may seem insignificant to you could really, really mean the world to somebody else. I recently did a video on how you can use your influence to empower and impact others, and I will link that at the end of this video and below for you if you do want to check that out if you haven't seen it. It's like the parable of the talents in the Bible, where the wealthy man gives his 3 servants different sums of money and tells them to take care of his money while he's away, and he's going to come back and check on it and see how they did. And it talks about how the first wise man really invested the money that he was given and made it grow several times over. When the wealthy man came back, that particular man was given a lot. The second man was able to invest it and really use it wisely, and he was given more as well. And the third man buried the money in the ground because he didn't want to lose it, and he wanted to make sure he had all the money when his master returned. And whether or not you're familiar with the story in the Bible or you read the Bible, this is such an apropos parable for life. We are all given different talents, different skill sets, and a different level of influence. Some people will have more influence than others. Some people will be more talented than others, but we have a responsibility to use what we have to really make an impact and a difference, not only in our own lives, but also in the lives of others. So my kindness project is simply this. I really want you to look around and really think about your situation and your circumstances, and think about who really in your life that you know really could benefit from an act of kindness. And when you're out and about, is there a random act of kindness that you could do? Do you see somebody that has a need? Is there somebody that really needs help? The other day I was at the grocery store and I was 2 pennies short, and the lady behind me paid the 2 pennies. And although that was a random small act of kindness, it really did help me out, and it kept me from being inconvenienced to have to go to my car and look for more change. Really pay attention and be aware of who around you could use an act of kindness. This doesn't mean that you have to spend money or lots of time if you don't have it. This simply means that we need to be more aware. Even simply smiling at someone, dropping someone a handwritten note, giving someone a phone call, sending someone a warm or friendly text is really, really nice, but really be aware of who could really benefit from an act of kindness that you have the power to bestow on them. And I want you to really pay attention when you do that and how it makes you feel. And I really want to challenge you to share this video and this message with 5 other people in your life and encourage them to do the exact same thing. Can you imagine if we all just picked one or two people that we would focus on and do a simple random act of kindness for, how that could potentially change the world and how that could change our situation, our surroundings, and even our own health and our attitudes and our outlook. It would be incredible. And I do know that there is so much in this world going on right now, just with the pandemic and politically and everything else, that is so heavy and so discouraging and so hard. But I really want you to take a minute and really focus on being kind and really think about the impact you can have if you do that. A movie that I want to recommend that you see, if you haven't seen it, is called Pay It Forward. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's not based on a true story, but it's an incredible movie. And I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it. I would highly recommend that you watch it. I own this movie. It is a tearjerker. It's highly emotional, but it's so good. It's about a young boy who really does believe that he can make a difference in the world, and he tries his hardest. And in the end, he doesn't think that it works out, but in actuality, he does have a ripple effect on so many hundreds of people that he changes their life forever. We just don't always know who we have the power to affect and the positive ways that we can promote change and promote people to just feel better and really make a difference in the world. And I really strongly believe that kindness is one of the ways that we can do that. And I want you in this next week to pick one person that you can pay it forward to. And when they ask how they can repay you or what they need to do to reimburse you, I want you just to tell them that they need to just pay it forward to somebody else who has a need. So I really want to challenge you to do that. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to take on my challenge. Let me know if you want to be part of this kindness project. Let me know what you're going to do this week to pay it forward. When you do your act of kindness, when you pay it forward to someone else, let me know what you've done. I would really love to hear from you. You guys, I really hope this message inspired you. I hope it really motivated you to do something positive, to be more kind. Don't forget to take my grumpy quiz in the description box below. Remember, it's all for fun. You know that I love you guys. You know that I'm so proud of you. I'm so inspired by you. I'm so amazed at the people that you are. Thank you so much for being part of this small community. Thank you so much for allowing me to have the opportunity to hopefully make a little bit of a difference in your life. And thank you for making such a big difference in my own. With that, I will plan to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to make your everyday ordinary life extraordinary.